Hey guys, I just came here to tell you I was thinking about something a little bit, and I think I understand why there are Islamic extremists. Want to find out? Well, let me tell you. Well, let's start from the historical basis. So like the Arab nation, most of the extremists that exist in the Middle East. Most of them, like 90 at least. Middle East including Pakistan. So we have to see the history of that area, since for sure this didn't exist before. Like nobody was talking about terrorism 50 years ago, 60 years ago, even 70 years ago. So something must have happened in order to cause it. Well, let's start from the beginning. So these nations were founded after the Second World War, when the British and the French lost, allowing these countries to be free, at least in their own perspective, from their rulers. So what happened was that nations formed that had nationalistic ideas, Arab unity, we're all together, we're fighting against the West, stuff like that. And you can call them whatever, you can call them fascist, you can call them ultra-nationalistic. The main point is that they were anti-Western, that they did not, or anti-imperial, to be fair. So like they did not want people to rule over them. This was greatly troubling for the great powers at that time, USA in particular, where there were like ample records where, for example, Eisenhower discussed in meetings that there's a campaign of hatred against us, not by the governments of these people, but by the people. And then he sent like government agencies to search why does this happen, and they made the research, and I quote, "There's a campaign of hatred against us, not because of the values or ideas that we hold in our country, but because of the perception that the United States are hampering democratic efforts and economic developments in order to control their oil resources." So this was an old story from before. And as you must know that there were many coups that were happening at that time. For example, in 1953 in Mossadegh, the one with Abdul Karim Qasim in 1958, the other one in Qatar. Like we tried to control every area. Saudi Arabia was in our pockets from the beginning. So there are ample. So what happened was that we created governments that were fascistic, however, on our side. And they were even more brutal, because they were actually have to be brutal against the people, because the people don't want to be occupied. What does this cause? This cause for, as always, I think that's obvious, fascists want to be brutal. However, so they would try to crush everything. They would try to crush workers' union. They would try to crush the people as they're revolting. They would try to crush villages and everything. However, before I say that, I must state that the Middle East is a very religious society compared to the West, and even compared to USA, where they take religion very seriously. That is why the dictators could destroy anything and quell every building, a union, a hospital, a school, but not a mosque. They could not stop that. That wasn't powerful enough for them. That's when United States and the mosques that occurred there and the sheikhs over there figured out that they could have great power in controlling the people and them represent their own view and their own interest. So the United States started supporting Islamist types, and this is not debated. Until the 70s, this is not even questioned. The Mujahideen in Afghanistan were always helping Saudi Arabia, always helping Qatar, UAE. We were always helping the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood was founded by an American bank. Another Muslim Brotherhood, which produced Saudi Arabia, was also helped by the United States. So this is not. And we still to this day give aid to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and now Pakistan. I even help them more. Billions of dollars in aid. So we're helping Islamic extremists all along. Why? I think because if you help Islamic extremists, and they will grow obviously because you help them, and because of this area has high instability, and because there are fascists, the only people who can, and because these people cannot fight the mosque because it is too important in their lives, the mosque and the Islamists become the main face of resistance against tyranny. And everybody except the people would love this, because this would mean that you have only two sides. You would have the fascists and the Islamic extremists. What happens? Everything in the middle gets destroyed, because these people fight themselves brutally and kill each other. thousands and thousands of people. And so everybody in the middle, nobody cares about, because because in the middle say, hey, maybe we should talk to these people, and people like they're shooting at me, I don't want to talk to them. While the sheikh, for example, would say, let's go kill these people. They'd say, yeah, they're trying to kill me, why not? So that's why this emotion and this cultural thing allows for reason to get out of the table, so nobody will listen to anybody between these two polarities. So you have only fascists in power on one end and extremists on the other, and everybody else be damned, which allows for the Shiites and the fascists and great powers all to enjoy this. That's why I think Islamic extremism grew. Because of instability that occurred in the region, because of the rise of fascism in the region, because of increased religiosity of the region, and because of help and external help from UK and mostly USA in this decade. Thank you very much.